Hi everyone, Lisa here from Forest City Stitching. Hope everyone had a great week. This is take 3 of my intro because I realized I forgot something, so I'm back. A little bit of breath. I'm going upstairs, but here we are. All right, so nothing really too exciting this week. Got lots of stitching to show. This weekend, just been doing a little bit of house cleaning and some yard work. Yeah, so nothing too exciting to report over here. It was surprisingly warm yesterday. Not as warm today. Only probably like 20 right now. So it was a nice day, a nice morning to do yard work today, that's for sure. Okay, so first I want to show, it's not really Stitchy Kindness, but it is from a Stitchy friend, from my friend Val, who I think we've attended all the same Stitch North weekends. But she asked me for my address about a week ago or so. And on Wednesday, I came home to a parcel with this lovely chicken tea towel and this gingham tea towel. So that was very nice. And this chicken mug. So thank you very much, Val. It arrived on Wednesday. I don't know who's honking. No one usually honks in our neighborhood. It arrived on Wednesday when I was having not a great day. So it arrived on the perfect day, and now there is a Canada Post strike. So it's a good thing it arrived when it did. And Arlo's up. All right. Arlo's just going back and forth. Yeah, I don't know why there was that honking. That never happens. Okay, so thanks, Val. Let's get into the stitching. First, I'll show my new start. So Kathy, from Kathy's Quilts and Stitching, I'm blaming her. She basically forced me into doing a new start. Yeah, basically. And so she was encouraging me to start one of the patterns I got from the Harvest Moon Hangout. So I chose Harvest Party, the Lindy Stitches one. Harlow came back in, as you saw. So that is the one that I started. I feel like I already showed this, but I showed the pattern. I didn't show my start. It was to everyone at the Harvest Moon Hangout that I showed my start. And I started it on the fabric I got at Value Village. So my thrifted fabric. I need to recount it. I don't know if it's a 32 or 28, but obviously lots of fabric for this. So that is my start. I have changed a lot of the floss colors only because it's all DMC, but I didn't necessarily have the DMC readily available that I called for. So if I remember, I will put that conversion in the description box below. Trying to get under there. There you go. Just trying to get under the blanket. And then you saw in my last video that I was working on Winter Snowfall by Shannon Christine. That piece there. almost under there. And make sure I have this the right way, this way. And this is how it's looking. Let me fold it over, so there we go. So yeah, lots of white on there. That's upside down. Goes like this. Whew. Yeah, goes like this. I need to get a tree or something in here, so I stop disorienting it. That's not a word. But interesting. I need to check the pattern because maybe that's in the pattern up there. But that's how that's looking. Oh, and he's under the blanket. So a lot of these pieces were chosen because of A.B. Singo. So my Christmas list I worked on for 150 stitches. So I added in this mistletoe. That's what I worked on there. So yeah, all those three I worked on during the Sunday of the Harvest Moon Hangout. So lots of progress there. Oh, I did also want to show one other thing in haul. So in my planner, I had been using these little cross stitch stickers, and they're from the Prairie Planner. So that is a planner sticker maker on Etsy from Canada. So I ran out of them, so I ordered some more of those. And then also I needed some more New Start stickers. And I will likely order a sticker pack when I order my new planner from Evertote once I get Lori's planners in. But I thought, well, I'm already ordering these stickers, and she had an option where you could kind of create your own saying on some stickers. So I made my own New Start stickers. The only thing I wish, and I don't know if this was an option that I just maybe missed, is I would like there to be an option to like make it different colors, but that's okay. No problemo. So also I'm glad that those came before the Canada Post strike as well. Okay, and on, I guess, the Monday? I guess. Why is this so, this is very wobbly. Just poked me. Kringles came out on Monday. I'll just leave that there. So I finished this section here. So this was for A.B. Singo, as well it was on my Whip Go board as well to finish a section. So that is done. So happy with that. I'll put that down there since he is under a blanket, so he's not going to be coming to fuss with that. And then I got out Quaker's Pride. I don't have a cover photo. So this is on the silk stitching app. So I do need to use my laptop to stitch this. So this is 1/1 on a 28 count. And this looks very similar to the fabric I got from the thrift store actually. So on this one, I finished this white wreath and then worked just a little bit on the red on that Quaker. So that's how that looks. So it is very, the white is almost blends in, but in the right light you can see it. And under the mistletoe came out for 100 or so stitches. I have a hard time getting into this one. And I still think it's super cute, but there is a lot of color changes. To the mistletoe. Maybe it's the fact that it's on this opalescent. I don't know. But it's on a 14 count opalescent. But like, that's a lot that's going on there. I don't think you'll be able to see that. The threads I carried back there after I get the green in. Hopefully not. Okay, and Friendship came out. Modern Folk Embroidery. So this was the piece from Jacob Palooza. And this is the piece that I had my table mates, right there, initials in the middle. So what I did here was I finished around the outline there and then put in those couple motifs there. This is the one that I've kind of made it harder on myself because I decided to do a whole bunch of different colors instead of monochromatic. But that's okay. When did I stitch on that? Not 100% sure if this was Thursday or Friday. But I also stitched on. Oops. Should get rid of some of that. Some of that kitty death. I don't think there's a cover photo. So this was a free stitch along by Historic Strickmuster. Doesn't say the year. And it's Christmas and Rosé. And I did a Roxy Floss conversion. Let me fold that. You can see, so this is also 1/1. And what I did here were these little snowflakes here. It came up on my AB Singo for one of the numbers, and it was for 4 snowflakes. Yeah, so this one, I need scissors with me to cut the rest of those strings off, but Yeah, this one I did, whenever I pull out, I'm surprised by the amount of Roxy floss that is being held hostage in this project. Yeah. Okay, and then last but not least, what I also don't have a cover photo for this. Boy, you guys are really using your imaginations today. But this one is called Zippity Doo Dah Day by Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. It is no longer available for purchase, but it is a piece that was charted from the ride queue of the old Splash Mountain. So that is how this is looking. I finished over here. Yeah, I finished without and then popping and worked everything but that first little yellow flower, those flowers over there. So this was on my AB single as well. It is on my Great British Bake Off. And the gal that this is associated with is doing quite well. So there's still another 900 stitches I need to put in that because she did very well on this past week's Bake Off as well. So you will be seeing more of that eventually. So I think that's it. So lots of different pieces, a lot more to look at than last week. And Karen the Stitching Owl just sent me a text message, so we'll see what she has to say. But yeah, lots of different projects touched this week, so that was good. And so my plans for this week, if I can get a few more of my stitches that were called for AB single, that would be great. I did get a bingo in theory, except I'm not going to be able to get to stitching on all of those ones to make the bingo, if that makes any sense. So I didn't catch up, or I didn't keep up or catch up, but it still did allow me, it helped me in the way, it helped me in the sense that I didn't have to think about what I was stitching. I knew what I needed to stitch. So, because that's where I get hung up sometimes, is being able to figure out what projects to pull out. So it's okay. It's not a completionist thing for me. It is more of a prompt of helping me decide what to stitch next. So, so that is a success in my books. I know Laura Stitching by the Shore mentioned that she's going to be starting her birthday salve, which is stitch on something with a pumpkin. I know I already mentioned Kathy from Kathy's Quilts and Stitching. But Kathy, if you want to start that Lola Crow pumpkin, the pumpkin party, harvest party, pumpkin, I don't know. The one with the raccoons. Yeah, the raccoon and the pumpkins and the other little critters from Harvest Moon Hangout, let me know. Maybe we could start that in October. My arm could be twisted. Yeah, I think that's it for me. So I hope everyone has a great week, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.